We are looking at Meg's breaststroke below the water. Commentary by Coach Chris. I'm going to go ahead and let this run again, just like the above water. And this is where we're going to see a lot of the nitty-gritty details. See, the turn looks pretty good underwater. Few things, head's lifting a little early. So there's a few things we can talk about. And that's what's great about these underwater videos, is they give you a much clearer view. What looks really solid above water, you can really see the differences as you get underwater. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, the first thing that struck me as I watched, we talked about how we're teaching the kids up and over breaststroke. And one of the things that I'm telling them, and one of the things I want them to focus on, is getting the hands to the surface, the elbows to the surface, and extending the elbows and forearm and hand straight forward as we drive the kick and go over the water. And right now you see she's in a perfect position to do it. Her elbows are at the surface, her hands are at the surface. All she has to do as she drives that kick is extend forward, straight forward. But as I noticed on the video when we let it run, she's not. She's actually throwing her hands down under the water this way. And this is a remnant of that underwater breaststroke swimming that we talked about. You know, little kids as they're coming up, like they get it in their head that they want to swim, dive under and go forward for breaststroke. It's under and forward. It's not. It's up and over for breaststroke, just like you would for fly. It's not under and over. So what the kids develop as a habit is this shooting the hands down so that they can dive down under the water. You can see the angle of her arm is pointed towards the bottom. That's where she's reaching. That's where she's sending her energy, and not straight forward. And what it's causing is her body position is actually rather low. Now her upper body position is high and great during the stroke, but her hips, if you look at her hips back here, I mean, they're 6 inches, 4 to 6 inches underwater. I mean, that's fairly deep. And so that's her base of her body position. It's causing a lot of drag. So you can see by how deep she gets, she's just getting a little too low. So great position here. But arms are going too deep, keeping the hips too low. So keep those hands and arms at the surface. Let's frame back. Now the other thing I want to talk about is she does a great job here getting her head down. Her head, as her face enters the water, is looking straight down. That's very important. But the next thing is, as her face enters the water, she needs to actually look back a little bit. So right now her head's straight down, which is helping her get her head low, but she needs to look back. And the reason you want to look back a little bit, down and back underneath you, is because it gets the head completely under the arms and allows the hips to pop up as we drive through and finish this kick. So that's really a key. Get the head down. Face looks straight down as we head towards the water. Once our face gets underwater, look back a little bit. Look further down so that your head can get under your arms and your hips can drive up higher as you finish that kick. That might also help with the timing of the kick as well, which is, as we talked about above water, a little bit of an issue. Just kicking a little too late. Also a remnant of that underwater, down and under and forward breaststroke. Turn is fairly solid. I like what she's doing. She's twisting a little too much when she pushes off, but that's all right. Nice glide to start off. I think she's pulling too soon. Do the dolphin kick, hold the streamline, glide a little longer, and then pull. Get a little more out of that glide after the dolphin kick. At this position, I'd like to see her hands on her thighs. So pull through, actually place your hands on your thighs. Touch your thighs, put your hands flat on your thighs. And what that does is it tightens you up. I mean, right now she's so small, she has a very, very, very small drag profile. But as she gets bigger and gets stronger, that drag profile increases a lot, and it makes a big difference. So pull through, get the hands on top of the thighs, touching the thighs, and that should cause you to shrug your shoulders a little bit, and hold that position on this glide. And that'll keep you a lot more streamlined. You have a lot more energy. And it'll also allow you to sweep the hands a little closer to the body. I mean, here you can see, look at all the space between her hands and her body. A top-level breaststroker is actually running the hands up the body. Like, she should be touching her body as the hands come up. It's okay. You can touch your body as your hands come up. There's no rule against that. So get as tight as you can. Hands on, when you finish that pull out, pull, get the hands on top of the thighs, and then sweep the hands up the body, actually touching your body, and then forward and kick. Now, the reason she's so deep here and why she's coming up at that steep angle is because this initial pull is on the way down. So she's pulling with her arms, and she's pulling this way, away from the breakout. And that's another thing we talk about that pull out. You want the pull and kick to be up towards the breakout stroke. You want to be directing your energy and accelerating and working towards the breakout, not away from the breakout. And so this pull puts her too deep. And now she's done her sweep and kick, and she's just got too far to go. So pull, get down, glide, do the dolphin kick, glide again. At that point, you should be starting to turn the corner and start rising up to the surface. Then do the pull, the second glide, and then do the kick, sweep and kick, and then do the breakout, so that most of the action is pushing you towards the surface, towards that breakout. So a lot of solid fundamentals, really just head positioning. She's almost there where we want her, but she's got to get her eyes further back after her face gets in the water. So look straight down as you open up, as you reach forward, and as your face hits the water and goes underwater, look back so your head gets even lower under your arms, which will allow that kick to drive those hips up. Other big thing is the timing of the kick. Kick as you hit that 3/4 extension. Get the feet set earlier. Just waiting a little too long to get the feet set, and that's causing a loss of power. Even with that great flexibility in your legs, you're just not getting the power you could out of that kick. So time it so that you're kicking as you're reaching that 3/4 extension instead of after you fully extended. And then for the turn solid, don't over rotate. When you come off the wall, glide down, dolphin kick and streamline, glide again, use the glide, and then once you start rising up, pull, hands on thighs, glide, sweep, kick, break out, everything towards the surface. Make some of those minor changes. A lot of them are minor changes, just when to do something, not how to do it. And the breaststroke's just going to get faster and faster. So a lot of solid fundamentals. We just got to keep building on them.